All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem Rakak Radash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. I just want to bring out a quick lesson about this craziness that went on with these cell phones. They're calling them pagers, but now Esau is overheating these cell phones, okay? And they're exploding because of the lithium batteries that are in them, but they call them pagers, and they're like causing mass destruction and damage to not only the people, but to anybody else that's standing next to them. So you can have these devices in your pocket, and this happened in Lebanon just now, recently. So you can have these devices in your pocket, all these cell phones, iPhone, Android, don't matter, and they can send attacks, sent to overwhelm a network or certain amount of phones in a radius, and it'll overheat the phone, and the phone will eventually explode. I know I have 2 iPhones, and I carry them with me at all times, but if one heats or they heat, they will shut down. Okay, but it's some way that they can overwhelm it, so the software will be unable to shut the phone down automatically. Okay, and they can send hacks that will allow the phone to explode before it can be safely shut down by the software. Okay, so shit is getting real, man. This happened in Lebanon just recently, so I'm gonna bring some videos out. Okay, hold on.
الو
صار انفجار
وين الشارع؟ وين الشارع؟ الو
Yeah, this happened throughout Lebanon. This is huge. Okay.
So at 10:30 here in New York, there is a fascinating story developing right now in the Middle East, specifically in the country of Lebanon. There are numerous reports moments ago that claim hundreds of Hezbollah members have been seriously injured after the pagers they were using to communicate exploded. Mike Tobin's got more from Tel Aviv to try and tie this together. What do you got now, Mike? Hello.
Well, this is the kind of thing, Bill, that Israel will never confirm, certainly not in the early stages of it. But it's this remarkable development out of Lebanon where as many as 1,000 Hezbollah fighters have suddenly been injured rather seriously. When what we've seen through some of the security video that's coming out so far, the pagers that they were wearing suddenly play an audio message and then explode. Resulting in serious injury. And we're talking again, Reuters news agency is saying that as many as 1,000 people were injured. So that creates this scene where you've got all of the ambulances scrambling all over Beirut and places south of Beirut to try to deal with the overwhelming number of injured that they have right now. These pagers, apparently, according to 3 different security sources who were speaking to the Reuters news agency, were the latest wave of pagers that these Hezbollah operatives were getting, with the belief that this was secure communication, that Israel couldn't tap into whatever they were saying and give up some information. So they were carrying these pagers, apparently, and something came out where you heard this audio signal came out and all of the pagers detonated all at once, which is really a remarkable development, which would minimize collateral damage. It doesn't mean that there is no collateral damage. We're hearing some reports that the Iranian ambassador to Lebanon, an individual named Mojtaba Amani, was among the injured. So you have a very chaotic and dramatic development in Lebanon right now with as many as 1,000 Hezbollah fighters injured, Bill.
So thank you, Mike, for that. Just stand by one second. Dana, this is really an intriguing story.
I wanted to ask Mike a question, if you're still there, Mike. Was the ambassador
Sure.
holding one of these pages? Was it on his person?
I don't have that information, but as it stands to reason, you could be standing
Iran's
near someone
ambassador in
who
Lebanon.
had one of these small
Damn, they
explosions,
got
presumably
Iran
on their waist to be
taking
injured by
these
it as well.
L's.
And
But I
so
don't have
what's
confirmation.
interesting is this connection, right, between Iran and Hezbollah.
Well, exactly. I mean, Iran, Hezbollah is the forward deployed army for Iran. It has always been supported by Iran. So presumably they would have contact with each other, whoever the operative is.
And there's a lot of video coming out on social media right now. We're going to be judicious in how we air that because some of it is graphic.
Yep.
So stand by. The hospitals say they're just being overwhelmed throughout the country, especially in the capital city of Beirut. So this is something to watch there. Mike, thank you. Get back on it, and we'll get back to you momentarily in Tel Aviv. Thank you, Mike.
Look, you see Esau, he's even thrown off about this. This is crazy. Among those injured when the pagers exploded include Iran's ambassador in Lebanon, Iranian state media. See? God. Bro, it's going to get worse, man. Now cell phones, okay, devices, electronic devices are now going to be used as weapons now. Police officers expect a car after a handheld pager exploded inside the vehicle. Damn. Bro, this is crazy.
This is your Day X World War III update. We have breaking news. The largest ever kinetic cyber attack in human history has just happened in Lebanon. Thousands of phones or pagers, the jury's still out about what type of device they were communicating with, that they thought were encrypted, but apparently they were not, exploded simultaneously. This is presumed to be a hack by the Israeli Defense Forces or the Mossad that was targeting Hezbollah soldiers. Obviously, this is an indiscriminate attack because it would mean that anybody who was in proximity of these devices could have been potential casualties as a result of this. So what they've done here is we presume that they had...
Come on, man.
Make this a summer to share in one of our capable SUVs.
Tinkered with the software. Obviously, it was a cyber attack, so they were able to manipulate the software to affect the thermal regulation of the phone. And if you know anything about lithium batteries, they have thermal regulation issues. And you can have something called a thermal runaway effect where the phone rapidly overheats and explodes. And these explosions can be significant in size. Depending on where your phone is on your person, it could be fatal. And so this is going to cause a lot of dismemberment. This is going to cause a lot of casualties. As the saying goes in war, it's better to have a casualty than a death because, of course, a casualty requires multiple personnel to look after the injured individual. So this is the ultimate zero-day exploit, large-scale kinetic cyber attack in human history. This is unprecedented in scale. This is something you only see in movies, and it is a prelude to a war with Lebanon. In fact, Israeli forces are already reported to be moving towards the northern front, and there's been a shakeup in the chain of command in Israel that will permit Netanyahu to go to war, putting in position a defense minister who is going to be far more willing to go along with Netanyahu's plan to go to war with Lebanon. This is shocking to me. This changes everything we thought about cyber. We knew that cyber had the potential to be very bad, but I don't think a lot of people anticipated this one. In fact, not even Hollywood could have anticipated this one, with the exception of Stephen King's movie Cell, where the cell phone sends out signals that scramble everybody's brains and turns them into psychopathic killers. This is obviously different, but it's somewhat similar in that the phone is weaponized in a kinetic sort of way. So they were able to hack their phones, mess with the thermal regulation, cause the explosion, and this was clearly a targeted attack, so it wasn't completely indiscriminate. They're saying, we should say, because we don't know yet, the Israelis are saying that this was specific to Hezbollah. However, I think as reports come in, we're going to find it was not so surgical. But what this means is that the phone you're carrying around in your pocket could potentially be hacked and made to explode, okay? And this is not science fiction. This has just been proven to be fact, that it could explode. And if you've ever seen a phone exploding, it can be a big explosion. People get injured by this all the time. In fact, those home lithium power banks, when those things go, it's like a bomb. Those portable battery banks. So this is major, and this has massive implications for all battlefields of the world moving forward, but even the civilian infrastructure, because this means that in a prelude to any major global attack, you are likely going to see something similar.
Okay, so you see, and you remember those scooters? Remember those scooters, those hoverboards and shit used to catch on fire? Then they were trying to have the laptops approved, or some type of, I don't know what they were doing. I can't remember. A couple of years ago, before the 2020 hit, they were having issues with laptops exploding on the planes or catching fire, and then they would have to land because of the lithium ion batteries. So this is crazy. And you, just like how he said now, and like I showed you, these they have, because the cells, the phones, of course, share a network. Okay, so everybody, in a certain area, they want to target a diplomat, or it's going to be, like he said, casualties. Okay, and Esau's motto is, in order to make an egg, you got to break. In order to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. So this can happen here in America. Okay, they want to get Trump, or they already tried with the second assassination attempt. They might go and try this now. This can happen to any leader. Lindsey Graham, they want him, or any of these other people these other countries want. Okay, so China can do this. We know that China has a lot of backdoors in these iPhones. So phones and cell phones are being weaponized now for the Third World War. Okay. So I want to just bring out a few scriptures. Okay. Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay. So these nations are going against each other. Okay. Kingdom against kingdom. And we know who's the one is doing it. Okay. Israel, the least of them, shall draw out the flock. All right. 2nd Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. And that's a trouble. You know what I'm saying? Those people were in the cities. That was Beirut. Remember Beirut had that big explosion a couple of years back? Or people were trying to say it was a missile. Then they were saying it was fireworks that hit the thing. So now they have handheld devices exploding in Beirut. Okay, that's in Lebanon. So yeah, man, shit is getting real. And shit, There ain't nothing we could do. Lebanon explosion, Hezbollah apparently targeted as hundreds of pagers detonate, deaths and injuries reported. See? And they're going to try to not report on everything. Immediate clear if people were killed. But Iran took another L. Their man got caught up in this. Their ambassador. In a statement, Reuters confirmed that the blast killed at least 3 people. Damn. Including 2 of its fighters and a girl. See? Casualties and victims. Photos and videos from Beirut, southern suburbs. See? Circulating on social media. Show people lying on the pavement with wounds on their hands and near their pants. See? So these cell phones and these handheld devices now are part of the war now. And it can happen in anywhere. I'm in D.C., so this stuff can happen, They want to take somebody out, China or Russia or anybody. Okay, they up in the ante. They setting the standard. They getting ready. Okay, Israel is provoking everybody. All right, so with that, I'd like to say all praises to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and Shalom.